First thing that he did was tell us that we need to really follow the Latinos and we need to get with their agenda. Now, that was the first thing he did for that oh so loyal, oh so productive black vote when he got into office. Now, that's what I remember. That was the first thing he did. He didn't tell Latinos they need to get in line with us. He told us we need to get in line with them. Now, 4 years later, you ain't heard the word Latino yet, have you? Okay.
2020, throughout my career, and a lot of Philadelphians know this because I got so much help when I was running for the Senate in Delaware from Philly, black voters place enormous faith in me. I've tried to do my best to honor that trust, staying true to the values set that we share.
Now, I want you to think about this for just a few moments. Let me go back so you can hear this one more time.
2020, throughout my career, and a lot of Philadelphians know this because I got so much help when I was running for the Senate in Delaware from Philly, black voters place enormous faith in me.
I got so much support from Philadelphia when I was running for the Senate. Oh, yes, now I remember. You were Senator Joe Biden. Yes. Crime bill, Joe Biden. Yes. Segregated schools, Joe Biden. And the same generation of Negroes who supported you then are still being your faithful, loyal lapdogs to this day. I know this is a difficult thing for many of you to have to accept because you don't want to have to actually believe that that's how far in the wood the rot is. But I would be remiss if I didn't remind you. By the way, you do understand that that was literally what he just sat here and said. Who were the people who supported him when he was when he was a United States Senator? Who were those people? I submit to you the exact same ones that he's talking about here. Nigga, take some insulin and some Medicare and some Medicaid. After all these decades, they've never demanded anything from him except to be acknowledged. Even as he was building and erecting the prison industrial complex, even as he bragged about being an architect of the prison industrial complex, they still went back and voted for him regardless. They've supported him regardless, and they do so to this day. And he's sitting there letting you know, by the way, yeah, they're the ones who did this. They're the ones who've done it. And now I just want the rest of you young folk to go along with it. You just need to roll with it. And I just wanted to point it out to you.
I've tried to do my best to honor that trust, staying true to the values set that we share. Got me involved as a kid in the first place. Everyone's entitled to be treated with dignity and respect. Faith and family are everything, and we leave no one behind.
Nigga, please.
Really? Really? Seriously? You've left 2 whole generations behind. What the hell are you talking about? Look at housing prices. Look at the job market. Look at the lack of wealth. We don't leave anyone behind. You've left 2 whole damn generations behind. What are you talking about? Across America, there's always a shiny big black megachurch And meanwhile, there's no upward mobility or progress for the young folk. They got to get out here and get it for themselves because them old bastards gleefully tell you, yeah, that's what it is. That's sure what the hell it is. Go get it for yourself because I'm damn sure not doing nothing for you here. Pass me my cognac. We don't leave anyone behind. This is insulting to your intelligence.
Folks, I know it's natural to wonder if democracy you hear about, actually works for you. When justice is denied, how can it be working for you? When promises are broken, how can it be working for you? When you have to be...
Yeah, those are very good questions, Joe. Those are actually some damn good questions right there. Yeah, if it's not working for us, what good is democracy when we're showing you justice denied? As a matter of fact, you're one of the folks denying justice. Yeah, as a matter of fact, yeah, very good questions there, Joe. Yes, what good is democracy if we're being denied all these things? Yes, sir, and then now he's finally said something I can agree with. Yeah, Joe, as a matter of fact, yeah, how does that work?
It works for you. When justice is denied, how can it be working for you? When promises are broken, how can it be working for you? When you have to be 10 times better than everyone else to get the same shot, how can it be working for you? I get it. And I know there's a lot of misinformation out there. So I came today...
Okay, now let's stop here for a moment because this is that Obama crap. What they're doing, this is what I'm talking about. They come to us, to the younger folk, and they co-opt our language. Why he's saying the things that we talk about. Hey, democracy doesn't work for us. Justice is denied you. He's mentioning all those things there. You have to work 10 times harder than everyone else to get the same shot. Yeah, Kamala Harris just sat up here rambling for 8 or 9 minutes and didn't address that same shot thing. If we're working 10 times harder, then we should have 10 times the reward. And then your student loan debt would not be an issue. Your medical debt would not be an issue. Housing prices would not be an issue. If you were working 10 times harder, you'd be getting 10 times the rewards. Or should I say, if you're working 10 times harder, you're getting what you're supposed to get. So he finally comes up here and acknowledges that. But hey, dude, I couldn't help but notice nothing that Kamala Harris said was addressing that y'all work 10 times harder than everyone else thing. So this is what they do with the old niggas. They make their little slogans acknowledging the words that you said. And then when we get to the, okay, what you gonna do about that part? Then they swerve to something. Here, take some insulin. You working 10 times harder than everybody else? Oh, here, take some insulin. That's not compensating me for what the hell I've done. And I'm not even talking about reparations. I'm talking about the right here, right now. You working harder than everybody else just to get, you have to work multiple times harder to get the same thing. He hasn't said a word about what they have done to make it 10 times easier for us. Hadn't said a word about that. Did y'all notice that? He's repeating the words. He's articulating the problem the way we say, but he's not saying a word about, by the way, here's what I'm doing about that or what I've done about that part. That's the part we wanted to hear, and we ain't hearing nothing about how he's addressing that part. And that's what Obama did and all the rest of them. So what they've learned is, okay, make a campaign speech, acknowledge the problem, but folks, does this sound familiar? Do not suggest any solutions and do not suggest that you're going to do anything specific. Do not make any specific promises. Just nod your head, sympathize, tell them you understand, acknowledge that what they're saying is true, and then don't make any promises whatsoever. We're reserving that for our LGBT, Jewish, Arab, Latino constituency. We're reserving the specific promises for the Asians. We're reserving that for them. Not for the backbone of the Democrat Party, not for the Negroes. No specifics for you.
To speak the truth. promises are broken, how can it be working for you? When you have to be 10 times better than everyone else to get the same shot, how can it be working for you? I get it. And I know there's a lot of misinformation out there. So I came today to speak the truth. Truth about promises made and promises kept.
I came here today to speak the truth. Are we asking for any more damn words? Hey, y'all need some action. I came here to talk for you. Now he's talking about he wants to speak the truth. Okay, he's going to talk about promises made and promises kept. Okay, now he's inferring that these are promises made to black people and promises kept to black people. But I wonder if that's what he's actually going to mention here, or if he's going to do more Kamala Harris. Well, here's what we did for everybody, but you all should understand, wink, wink, this was really, mainly, mostly, kind of, sort of, meant for you. I wonder if that's what we're about to hear.
I get it. And I know there's a lot of misinformation out there. So I came today to speak the truth. The truth about promises made and promises kept. Do you remember when the pandemic hit? When 20 million people were out of work? When businesses and schools shut down? Emergency rooms were overwhelmed. Black folks were hit harder than anyone else. When Trump was president, he said this, he took responsibility for none of it. He said, it's none of my responsibility. When I came to office, I promised we'd do everything we can to get us through that pandemic. And that's what we did. That, folks, was a promise made and a promise kept. I promise.
Folks, we didn't start the pandemic. That's not something you did for us. First of all, as far as black folk were concerned, those of us who avoided getting that damn jab, those of us who avoided that, the folks who had the most trouble were the ones who listened to Joe Biden. They said, we need all y'all black folks to get this shot. Then black folks start dropping left and right. And he said, oh, well, you can't sue the pharmaceutical companies. And don't research it. And by the way, don't make Fauci open up his files either there. You might see something you don't like. So, yeah. So, people, we didn't create the damn pandemic, but he wants us to give him thanks for dealing with a pandemic we didn't make. So we didn't create it, but we need to thank him for dealing with it as if we made the problem and he came in and fixed it. And then a whole bunch of folks who took the thing, Colin Powell and a bunch of, they got the vaccine, and next thing you know, oh, they're out of here. I wonder if he's going to take responsibility for that. I doubt it.
Was to put racial equality at the center of everything I do, because I vowed I would have an administration that looked like America. Because you voted, we're invested more than ever in the black families and communities. A promise made and a promise kept. Promise we'd start to reconnect black and brown and overlooked neighborhoods.
Well, what? Now, did you, folks, he didn't even make it that far before he hit you with the swerve. So he sat there, he's in this event, it's called the Black Voters for Biden-Harris Coalition, and he sits here and says what he's doing for black folks, for black folks, and then, oh, we're doing plenty for black families and for black and brown and underserved. Man, look at that. Yeah, look at that. There it is. That's what we were waiting for right there. So when you look around and say, by the way, our condition hadn't really changed. Well, you say you're taking care of black folk. Well, no, black and brown and underserved. And, you got a little sprinkle over here. Damn the sprinkle. You need to turn the damn whole faucet on for us. Damn a sprinkle. So just understand, after all this damn time here, yeah, there goes the swerve. Well, really it's for people of color and black and brown and underserved. And I got to keep them borders open so the brown is okay. Okay, folks.
Promise kept. Promise we'd start to reconnect black and brown and overlooked neighborhoods. cut off by highways in the 60s, and decades of disinvestment as a consequence of it.
Okay, folks, what the hell did they do? Tell me one black neighborhood that was disconnected that he's fixed. Which one is that? What the hell is he talking about? He's off on a tangent. He's fantasizing. He's hallucinating. What neighborhood is he referring to, people? Where? Tell me real quick so I can figure out what the hell he's talking about. Can I Google it? What disconnected neighborhood by a freeway has he reconnected? Tell me the freeway that got knocked down so we can go ahead and rebuild the community there. Tell me which one he's referring to.
Including here in Philly, what we're changed out with the Recovery Act, right now, you see all the construction going on the highways around here.
All right, he trying to tell that lie and sat up here and stumble all over damn there. Even here in Philly, we Care Act, Freeway Act, Investment Act. I mean, this stuff getting built all over Philly. He couldn't even get through the lie good there. He was trying to figure out how to tell it. He couldn't even get through the lie well.
And decades of disinvestment as a consequence of it, including here in Philly, what we're changed out with the Recovery Act, right now, you see all the construction going on the highways around here. A promise made and a promise kept.
Philadelphia, all the, quote, construction going on around here now? Is that happening in the black neighborhoods? How is that, quote, construction helping black people? There's construction going on in Philly. There's always construction going on in Philadelphia. That's not new. What is that doing for black folk? What is that doing for black people in Philadelphia? Tell me the construction project that Joe Biden's been in charge of that is helping black people. Tell me which one it is.
Look, I said I'd remove every lead pipe in America so every child can drink clean water without fear of brain damage. We're doing it, a promise made and a promise kept.
So Flint, Michigan is knocked out? So is he telling us that Flint, Michigan and Jackson, Mississippi they've taken care of that? Is that what he's saying? So Flint, Michigan, Jackson, Mississippi, Benton Harbor. So that's a done deal? What did I miss, everybody? I didn't hear about that. I missed that. When did that happen? Because he just said a promise made and promise kept. I'm like, okay, really? He did? When? I'm like the rest of y'all. Okay, there's a whole bunch of us in here listening right now. Like, oh, when did that happen? But don't you wish there was a little television screen on the side of Joe Biden's head so you can see exactly where in the hell he's referring to when he says this stuff? What the hell is he talking about? Who is he talking about? What is he talking about? Which America is he referring to? Because it's damn sure not the one we're in.
I promise we'd also take the most significant action on environmental justice ever to remove the legacy of pollution that smothers fence-line communities. Because every child, every American deserves to breathe clean and fresh air. We're doing it. A promise made and a promise.
Wait a minute, what did he say here that smothers what communities?
We'd also take the most significant action on environmental justice ever to remove the legacy of pollution that smothers fence-line communities.
That smothers fence-line communities? What? What? What the hell is he talking about? That smothers fence-line communities? People, are any of you able to decipher that? Because I don't know what the hell I just heard. It's smothering what, Joe? What the hell? People, what the hell? Who the hell? Oh, he is just freestyling right now. Joe Biden is straight freestyling without a beat off the top of the dome. I mean, he's just going for it. He's just like, they don't give a damn, no way. Okay. Oh, and then they got the sign language guy down there at the bottom of the screen. Now I wonder what happened with him. I wonder if he was able to make out any of this.
Damage. We're doing it, a promise made and a promise kept. I promise you'd also take the most significant action on environmental justice ever to remove the legacy of pollution that smothers fence-line communities. Because every child, every American deserves to breathe clean and fresh air. We're doing it, a promise made and a promise kept.
Oh, y'all, if y'all take a look at the sign language dude, take a look at his eyes after Joe Biden said that. Boy, he's looking up in the air. He kind of rolling his eyes. He looking perplexed. I'm not kidding. Take a look at the little sign language dude. Even he's like, oh, hell, I got to just interpret this? How do I interpret fence line? What? I don't even see how this lines, the adjectives and verbs line up. I'm trying to, oh, what the hell kind of grammar and composition is this?
Damage. We're doing it, a promise made and a promise kept. I promise you'd also take the most significant action on environmental justice ever to remove the legacy of pollution that smothers fence-line communities. Because every child, every American deserves to breathe clean and fresh air. We're doing it, a promise made and a promise kept.
Yeah, the little fella down there with the sign language, he's doing his best to try to keep up with this damn gibberish. He's like, okay, and the folks listening to me, he said they can't even hear it to be able to confirm nothing. So it's just, I'm doing the best I can. I'm trying to make it work, but old Joe's throwing me for it.
I promise to access affordable high-speed internet, because now internet is just as important as it was in the days of Franklin Roosevelt. Electricity was generations ago.
All right. So Joe Biden is saying he's giving free money to AT&T and Comcast, billions of dollars to AT&T and Comcast. Not to us, billions of dollars to AT&T and Comcast, so they can build out more thought internet so these chicks can get on OnlyFans. And then when they do, he wants to charge them taxes on it. So glad y'all are on OnlyFans and got your Snapchat popping and whatnot. And okay, good. Now we just in time for us to go ahead and tax you for it. We're going to tax your OnlyFans. We're going to tax your Cash App. We're going to tax all those things. You need this high-speed internet so you can go ahead and, make it pop on Finsta and OnlyFans. And so I can go ahead and tax you for that. So AT&T wins and y'all will still be and get some more money for it. And we can tax you a little bit more here. So let's make sure they're all wired up for high-speed internet. Let's get fiber optic together so we can get this tax base popping.
We're delivering now because no child should have to do their homework at McDonald's when things are shut down.
And because no thought should have to go down to McDonald's to wiggle her butt cheeks to make a few extra dollars. So now she at least has the option of taking the child support money and putting something down on some fiber optic internet so she can go ahead and keep up with the Kardashians.
Sit in the parking lot with her parent to get it done. Another promise made, another promise kept. I promise to protect your health care. I protected and expanded the Affordable Health Care Act. That was Obamacare. It is still Obamacare. Saving millions of Americans an additional $800 a year in premiums. And folks, the Affordable Care Act is still a big deal. As Kamala just explained, senators debated this, but we finally got it done. We debated, seniors with diabetes are now paying $35 instead of $400. I'm determined to make that apply to every American, not just seniors in the second term. We're capping.
Did you hear that? Well, I promise now, it'd be for more than just seniors. It'd be for everybody else in the second term here. So for all the young folks out there, congratulations. Don't worry about upward mobility. Don't worry about getting gunned down by police. Don't worry about getting targeted at your job. Don't worry about last hired, first fired. Joe Biden, help is on the way. Reduced prices for insulin.
Seniors with diabetes are now paying $35 instead of $400. I'm determined to make that apply to every American, not just seniors in the second term. We're capping. The bill we've already passed would cap total out-of-pocket costs for drugs for seniors beginning next year at $2,000 a year total. including cancer drugs that cost $10, $12, $14,000 a year. You pay no more than $2,000 a year. Promise.
I mean, that's great and everything. That's perfectly fine. Other countries have done this decades ago. So America with its gangsterism monopolies for pharmaceutical companies. And isn't that nice, everybody? So Joe Biden wants to lower how much you get charged for cancer. And meanwhile, he's given complete immunity to the pharmaceutical companies that have given you vaccines that can make you drop dead. So they get immunity. And, oh yeah, 20 years later, oh, would you like some help? Would you like lower prices for your cancer drugs?
Made in the promise cap. And by the way, not only saves people money, it saves the taxpayers, guess what? $160 billion cut in the debt because Medicare doesn't have to pay those exorbitant prices. Folks, one reason I got started.
You're talking about the young people don't have to pay that because the old bastards taking the money out the damn system. They never put the money into it in the first place. They're not paying now. They're not paying their fair share now. These things are astronomically more expensive. They're running up the bill, but they're not. They didn't put anything into it. They certainly did not put into it what they want to take out. The old folks he's talking about, they did not put as much into it as they are now expecting to extract. He's literally telling you that he wants to expand all the benefits that they get. Hey, that's not what they were getting. If these things didn't pay for diabetes medications, didn't pay for cancer medications before, and I'm not saying necessarily they shouldn't, but hey, that's a hell of a lot more benefit than they paid in. Who's going to pay for all this extra that you want to expand it for? Well, it won't be them. They're not working anymore. So they won't be the ones paying for it. Yikes. I think I just figured out who's expected to foot the bill. You and me and us and ours.
The first time and subsequent times in Delaware is because of the best HBCU in America, Delaware State. Medicare doesn't have to pay those exorbitant prices. Folks, one of the reasons I got started and won the first time and subsequent times in Delaware is because of the best HBCU in America, Delaware State.
So let me get this straight. Joe No Bussing Biden is telling all of us that he's always been a big fan, big supporter of HBCUs. That's what he's telling you now. Well, I guess that's consistent because he certainly didn't want his kids going to the jungle. But by the way, yeah, that's literally what he just sat here and said. Have you taken a look at the HBCUs? Have you seen what condition they're in? What is his support? What support is he talking about? What the hell? Don't worry, Ski-Wee and the sorors will sit up there and congratulate him no matter what. But for those of us with some cognitive thinking ability and actually listening here and critical listening skills, yeah.
Kamala says it's some school down in Washington. Anyway, HBCUs are credible institutions, but they don't have the same endowments as other universities to fund research centers and to do so much more. Because you voted, I kept my commitment. We're investing $16 billion, the most ever in the history of America. $16 billion.
Yeah, which is still about $100 billion short, as I covered here a couple of weeks ago. You're still about $100 billion short. Oh, don't worry, they're sending that to Ukraine and Israel, so glad we gotta have our priorities together. 4 more months.
We'll grow America. We'll save America money. A promise made and a promise kept. I'm keeping my promises that no one should be in jail merely for using and possessing marijuana.
Nigga, please.
Auntie, chill! jailhouse Joe Biden, the man who bragged of being an architect of the prison industrial complex and 3 strikes, is now telling you that after decades being the guy who wrote and passed the laws to lock you up for marijuana, is now telling you why nobody should be in prison for marijuana. But you the bastard put them in. You're the one who wrote the laws and bragged about it. Joe Biden said you might as well call the 3 strikes law Joe Biden's law, remember? For those of you who are too young and didn't see this or whatever, that's what Joe Biden said in his famous speech. That you call it 3 strikes, but I'm the one who wrote it. You should really just call it Joe Biden's law. And now all these decades later, he's saying, well, shouldn't nobody be in prison for no marijuana? Well, that's all interesting. Then, in other words, he's going to mass release them, right? Oh, he isn't? Okay.
I pardoned thousands of people incarcerated for mere possession of marijuana. Thousands.
After the damage is done. They've already been arrested. They've already got criminal offenses. They already got felonies. There's already criminal records. The damage is already done. First of all, thousands, and the number wasn't thousands, it was far higher than that. By the way, okay, the damage is done now. We're supposed to be grateful now that the damage is done.
Promise made and the promise kept, and for the record should be expunged as well, I might add.
Oh, he said the records should be expunged. Oh, he ain't gonna do it. Yeah, that part that I just mentioned, yeah, he follows up with it and say, oh yeah, somebody should take care of that other part. If it wasn't for you, Joe, and incentivizing the states you funded the states for 3 strikes. You directed the states, you advised the states, you funded the states, and incentivized the states to enact and follow the federal 3 strikes legislation. Now he's telling you, oh, well, now that the states got you hemmed up, yeah, well, we'll pardon some of you from the federal system. Oh, y'all stuck down there in the state system, that's your ass. But oh yeah, somebody should expunge your records too. After he created the laws, now he's telling you, oh, somebody should do something about that. Well, we pardoned you. Yeah, but what about this record thing here? Oh yeah, well, yeah, well, see what you can do with that.
Folks, it wasn't easy to get a lot of this done. In fact, obstacles every step of the way we face. For example, Senate Republicans blocked the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act, but didn't stop me from signing a historic executive order requiring key elements of that bill for federal enforcement. That is, banning chokeholds, greatly restricting no-knock warrants, creating databases for police misconduct, and so much more. But we're still...
There is no database for police misconduct. There is no database for police misconduct. There is no database for police misconduct. Furthermore, there is no requirement for police departments to report that data. That's the biggest issue. When people file complaints or anything else, there is no requirement for local police departments to send that data. None. Hell, there's a law in Texas of all states. Remember, we covered this years ago. There is a law in Texas that says that the police departments and sheriff's departments in Texas are supposed to report this data to Texas. And they're not reporting it to the state of Texas. So him talking about chokeholds, folks, for better or worse, the FBI and the feds, those are the most professional law enforcement people you're ever gonna find. They're the best trained, the most vetted. You ain't heard about anybody dying like they do in the Mississippi State Prison. When you with the feds, ain't nobody dying in there like that. Nobody's getting choked to death. Nobody's getting strangled to death. The feds don't do that. When it comes to the feds, that doesn't happen with them. What's happening to us is at the state and the local level. Okay, what does Joe Biden have to do with that? As I explained, when Bill Clinton and them passed 3 strikes in the 90s, they went to work incentivizing the states and giving grants to the states contingent on them mimicking those laws and mimicking those regulations, so that basically the laws would be uniform across the country at the local, state, and federal level. That was what they did in the 90s. So no, they didn't make it a law on the states per se, but what they did was also say, okay, we need to incentivize the states to mimic what we're doing at the federal level. We need to fund them in the states to replicate what we're doing at the federal level. And then the states were like, oh hell, we can do better than the feds. That's what happened. Now he knows that the states are the ones doing this, and it's like, okay, we'll tell the feds not to do that. Okay, but our problem isn't really with the feds. That's a small minority of the issue. What about the states that you unleashed on us? What about them? Oh, nothing there? All right.
With the support of George Bush's family, we're going to finally get it all done. A promise made, the promise kept. I promise we'd beat the...
He just said that they didn't do it, and then he says a promise made and the promise kept. Who in the hell is writing this stuff? Damn! Lie. He literally just said the George Floyd Policing Act, we didn't get it signed. I made a few executive orders that kind of touched and nibbled on the edges. A promise made and a promise... Next time we're gonna get it done. A promise made and a promise kept. Since when is a promise kept? Hey, you owe $500 on your electric bill. Okay, well, turn my electricity on right now, and I will pay you in 2 weeks. A promise made is a promise kept. Folks, what the hell is this?
NRA, and we did. As a common mention, I signed the most significant gun safety law in nearly 30 years. The promise made and the promise kept. And by the way, I'm going to go back and once again ban assault weapons in America.
Okay, who are the black folks saying? You know, I mean, y'all talking about reparations and hate crime bill and equal distribution. Y'all talking about that. What we really need to do is deal with the NRA, though. That's what we really need to do. How many black folk are saying that? Show me the polls that said in the black community, oh, the NRA and it's all right, the #1 issue. Where the hell is that?
I did it once. Let's do it again. Supreme Court blocked me.
Do you think he even remembers that? I did it once. Joe, are you sure you're not misremembering? Are you sure there wasn't a senile delusion there? I already did that, didn't I? Didn't I already get rid of assault weapons? I did it once. I'll do it again. Joe, your memory's slipping on you there, Joe.
And assault weapons in America. I did it once. Let's do it again. Supreme Court blocked me from relieving student debt, but they didn't stop me. So far, I relieved student debt for nearly 5 million Americans. A significant number of black borrowers. So you can chase your dreams, start a family, buy your first home, start a business, and so much more. And guess what? It grows the economy.
Wow. Now, isn't that interesting? I want to come back and deal with that statement there, but one more thing here. How many of you with student loan debts, how many of you it stopped you from buying a house and it stopped you from getting other things done? How many of you did it actually stop? Because according to him, your life came to a standstill because of student loan debt. So I'm trying to figure out who are the folks here that your life came to a standstill because of a student loan debt? Who are you? Who out there? Which one of y'all out there could not pursue your dreams and couldn't get nothing done because you owe student loan debt? Who are you? Where are you? Because Joe Biden said that it stopped your whole life. They shut your whole life down with a student loan debt. That's what he just sat there and said that. But by the way, did you hear what he said right after that? Why, he said that helps the economy. Did you get that? Why, he says that helps the economy.
Buy your first home, start a business, and so much more. And guess what? It grows the economy. It strengthens the economy. I'm going to keep it going.
You know what, Joe? I'm so glad you said that right there, because something that would stimulate the economy and help the economy and grow the economy more would be our reparations. Cut the check. No. Not no loan forgiveness. Cut the check. That would increase and boost the economy, Joe. Why, that would be a net positive there, Joe. Instead of giving billions of dollars to AT&T and Comcast to cheat people with low-quality, high-speed internet, paying our reparations would do a whole lot more than that student loan thing. So he will sit up in public and he will say that these things are positive, and he will talk about how that increases the economy, but only for the things they want to talk about.
Promise made is a promise kept. We're speaking to the court.
What the hell? Now, he literally just said that they were not able to get student loan forgiveness passed. So he gave some to a few million because they couldn't get it done. But promise made, promise kept. Folks, he's telling you that he's kept promises on the stuff he did. He's telling you what he didn't do and then telling you, by the way, I kept my promise on it. Ain't this old bastard like your raggedy ass baby daddy? That nigga promised to sit up here and come see the kids. He promised to drop off some baby food. He promised, could you imagine your baby daddy? He didn't do a damn thing and telling you, baby, promise made, promise kept, dude. He showed up one time in 4 years and is at your house rubbing you on the leg, talking about some loving, and you talking about, wait a minute, all this stuff you didn't do it, baby. I told you I was going to bring the kids some baby food. Yeah, I told you right there, but I did bring a quart of milk. And that's kind of like baby food when you think about it right there. So next time, I'm going to bring some next time, though. I ain't seen you in 4 years. I'm going to bring some next time. I promise made is promise kept, baby. Promise made is promise kept, baby. No wonder Hunter Biden is on the pipe and sleeping with hoes and all the rest of this stuff. Look at this damn daddy. No wonder Hunter Biden is out here all reckless. No wonder. Now we know where the hell he got it from.
Because you voted, I was able to keep my commitment to appoint the first black woman on the United States Supreme Court.
And that heifer can't read her stuff neither. That illiterate, cross-eyed ass, bug-eyed head, she can't read neither. That's the damn shame of it all, by the way. She reads like Biden does. So I guess you got to be half senile for Biden to nominate you for anything. It's like, okay, wait a minute. Oh, no, we can't have you. You too sane. You ain't crazy enough. Where Ketanji at? There she is. All right. We can do that. Oh, and she's married to a white man. So Kamala Harris, Ketanji, Kamala. Okay, she's married to a white man. All right, there you go. This is a Negro we can trust. This is a Negro we can believe in.
Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson. Promise made and the promise kept, and I appointed more black women to the federal circuit courts than every other president in American history combined. Every single president combined. And overall, we appointed.
And that does what for black people? First of all, was that what we were asking for? And that does what for black people? What does that do for black people? I'll put a bunch of bed wenches on the federal benches. Bed wenches on the benches. Okay, and that did what for us?
200 black judges to the federal bench. And guess what? The next president, they're going to be able to appoint a couple of justices. I'll be damned if they're not going to. Look.
Okay, Joe, Y'all, did you see he stopped half sentence? You heard that there? The next president will be able to elect a couple of judges to the Supreme Court, and I'll be damned if he must have been thinking, well, I'll be damned if I put one of you niggas on it. Did y'all see where he stopped the mid-sentence? And I'll be damned if if you niggas gonna be on the, wait a minute now, hold on, I already put one on there.
Judges of the federal bench. And guess what? The next president, they're going to be able to appoint a couple of justices. And I'll be damned if they're not going to.
I mean, talk about he went off script. Joe, that was I'll be damned if we don't. Joe went off script, y'all. The medication must have lapsed. His medication lapsed for a minute. And the next one is to be able to support a Supreme Court justice. And I'll be damned if I won't. Wait a minute, hold on. Wrong sentence. We're on a rant here. Joe, please finish that sentence. I want to know what you'll be damned if you don't what. What exactly you going to... I'll be damned if I'm going to pay for these tacos. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'll be damned if I'm going to let you give me another shot in the arm. I'm not doing this. I'll be damned if I'm going to have to switch up to this insure. I'm not doing it. I'll be damned if I'm going to go to bed tonight at 8:30. I'm tired of you saying that to me. I'm trying to figure out, Joe, by the way, I want to hear the rest of this sentence. I want to see if it's in any way connected to the Supreme Court. He's talking about, I'm going to get to elect a couple of Supreme Court justices, and I'll be damned if I'm... And he just stopped. I'm like, and the whole audience is like, well, what are we doing? Where we end up at? They don't know what the hell going on. They're like, okay, do we clap? Do we stop this? He didn't tell us what he was going... I'll be damned if I'm going to... Okay, can you finish that thought? We don't know if we really want to support what you're saying right now. I'll be damned if I'm going to... wait a minute, hold on. Wait a minute now, back up. We don't know we're supporting just yet. Y'all dumbasses been paying for the whole damn... Y'all been supporting the whole damn time anyway. Didn't stop you before. So I told y'all about those half sentences. Okay, this is a sentence we need to get the end of. Yeah, I want the transcript of his speech. I want to know what the hell is the end of this sentence. I want the end of this sentence. Now I'll be damned if we're going to eat at Wendy's tonight. The next president is going to get to nominate 2 Supreme Court justices, and I'll be damned if I'm going to wear spandex. I'll be damned if I'm switching to decaf. It's just going to be some bastard leaping on that stage to grab that microphone and cut it off when that happens. 2 Supreme Court justices, and I'll be damned if I'm going to play with Legos. All right, play the national anthem. Play the anthem. Let's go. Cut the break.
Judges of the federal bench. And guess what? The next president, they're going to be able to appoint a couple of justices. And I'll be damned if they're not going to. Look, if in fact we're able to change some of the justices when they retire and put in really progressive judges, like we've always had, tell me that won't change your life when some justices are already gutting voting rights, overturning Roe, decimating affirmative action, and so much more.
Oh, okay, but they were doing that when Obama was in office. What the hell are you talking about? That was before Trump ever got to office. How the hell are you going to lay that at his feet? That was happening before him.
We're going to let that happen? We can't.
You're the one made the law, so it could happen.
No, we really can't. Now let's talk about Trump's MAGA lies. I don't have an hour, but we'll get a sword. Trump takes credit for sending all the pandemic relief checks alone. It's a lie. The truth is, the Congressional Black Caucus got that money passed.
Lie. Auntie Trump. Lie. 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 Folks, I'm going to try my best not to have an ulcer over here. It's going to be difficult for me, but I'm going to try my damn best not to have an ulcer over here. So he's now telling us that the Congressional Black Caucus is responsible for the COVID checks? People, this isn't even lying anymore. This is just science fiction. I can't even really say science fiction because science fiction is supposed to be rooted in science. You know, there's supposed to be some scientific principles that are undergirding it. This isn't undergirding science. This is undermining science. Folks, what in the hell? This is news to the world, to the Congressional Black Caucus. Understand, COVID checks, that was trillions of dollars, remember? So let me get this straight, Congressional Black Caucus. Because Joe Biden just put y'all asses on Front Street. Listen up carefully, Butterball Roland Martin. So, Joe Biden just sat here and said the Congressional Black Caucus responsible for COVID checks? Well, I'll be damned, because they've given us nothing but excuses for reparations checks. So the COVID checks were trillions of dollars. But they telling us what they can't do for us. And he put that at the feet of the Congressional Black Caucus. I'm very glad he said that. Very glad he said that.
Credit for sending all the pandemic relief checks alone. It's a lie. Truth is, the Congressional Black Caucus got that money passed.
Yeah, y'all heard it. Oh, I went back to replay that. That's a rewind line right there. That's a rewind line. So he's telling you, he just sat here and told the world Trump wasn't responsible for the COVID checks. The Congressional Black Caucus was. While Jimbo Jangles Clyburn is sitting up here telling us about what can't get done. Well, hey, Jimbo Jangles, Biden just said that y'all did that. He just said that y'all did that. And then you come up telling us what you can't do and you can't get nothing. When we come to you and say, hey, this is what we want, and we can't do nothing for you niggas. But Joe Biden just said, oh, by the way, that was the Congressional Black Caucus did that. Don't y'all know every nigga in the Congressional Black Caucus is sitting up there holding the newspapers up in front of their face, hoping nobody can see them? Oh, hell, why the hell do you have to say that right there? How we gonna argue our way out of this now?
When Kamala came to office with the help of the CBC, passed legislation delivered more checks in the pockets of millions of Americans, including black Americans. $1,400 checks from the American Rescue Plan we passed.
Nigga, please. Nigga, please. Nigga, please. Nigga, please.
I'm just running out of buttons over here. I'm running out of buttons over here. People, 1,400. How many of you? This has always infuriated me about the COVID thing. This has always driven me up the damn wall. Folks, they were giving out checks for $1,400 and $1,500, not $15,000. $1,400 was supposed to float you for a year. Yeah, and they're giving the illegal aliens more than that. And there's no pandemic, but they're giving the illegal aliens, non-citizens, more than that. Folks, so that was supposed to sit up here and float. That $1,400 supposed to float you for a year? I want to know who in the world are you super finance niggas out there that $1,400 floated you for a year? I want to know who you... I need to get tapped into your money management. Because I'm over here messing up. Clearly, I'm over here messing up. If you were able to make it for 60 days on $1,400, I need to get clicked up with you. Because you are an amazing nigga. If you're able to make it in a major American city for $1,400 for more than 60 days, I want to know who you are, because Joe Biden is talking like he just bailed you out for life. All these people who talked about how the so-called stimulus checks in the economy, all these people spending their stimulus checks, what the hell are they talking about? Oh, that's what created the auto crisis after the pandemic. All the people who got their loan money, they went out buying G-Wagons and S-Classes and Dodge Charger Scat Packs. And I'm like, these guys on YouTube are insane. They gave $1,400, not $14,000. Folk acting like you could float the damn American economy on $1,400 damn dollars. Or $1,500 or $2,500. And no, most folk didn't get no PPP loans. Hell, and now they're going back arresting everybody who got them. Biden just said it, that $1,400 right when you needed it. We came through with $1,400 right when you needed it. And I'm like, tell me where at in America, how long you gonna make it on $1,400? Do you hear this old fool? Do you hear him? He talking like he broke y'all off a piece for the lottery. $1,400. And he's talking as if he bailed out the nation. 14 folks. I mean, I'm just in some twilight zone. We have now entered the dimension of sight and sound and senility, of high-speed internet and low-speed intellect, of smartphones and dumb niggas. What? People, come on now. That has always just sent me insane, hearing people talk like them $1,400 checks, that you could float a global economy on $1,400 checks. What the hell? People acting as if you'll be able to pay off. Hey, you can pay off that house now. $1,400. What the hell do you think people did with $1,400? People, I'm trying to hang in there, but they are not making it easy for me. I'm trying, but they're not.
And I'm going to get it reinstated in the second term. Folks, Trump continues to lie by saying black unemployment was at a record low on his watch. The fact is, record low unemployment happened on my watch, and we're going to keep it going.
Okay, y'all, Joe is beyond freestyling now. Joe is just, he's biting, he's ripping things off, he's just picking up encyclopedias and just reading. I mean, he's just like, look here, just whatever, just lie, damn it, just make it up.
Black small business store.
Let me go back a little bit here.
Child poverty in half. Black Americans. There's a Congressional Black Caucus got that money passed.
Okay, let's go back to this lie.
When Connor and I came to office with the help of the CBC, passed legislation that delivered more checks in the pockets of millions of Americans, including black Americans. $1,400 checks from the American Rescue Plan we passed. And then $300 a month per child, per family through the child tax credit, which cut child poverty in half for black families.
Black families? What the hell? All right.
And I'm going to get it reinstated in the second term. Folks, Trump continues to lie by saying black unemployment was at a record low on his watch. The fact is, record low unemployment happened on my watch, and we're going to keep it going. Black small business are starting up at a faster rate in 30 years because of what we've done. The racial wealth gap is the lowest it's been in 20 years because of our efforts. A promise made and a promise kept. I announced most significant housing plan in 50 years. It includes first-time home buyers tax credit, building millions of affordable housing to bring rents down.
I mean, folks, as I said, he's just making it up he's just making up anything you want to hear. He's going to help you buy a house. You mean with the median home price being over $400,000, you're going to help us buy one of those? You're going to, quote, help us buy one of those? So he's going to help you buy a home, but he's also going to get you into affordable housing. Well, that's an apartment. That's Section 8. That's not buying a home, sir. What the hell?
New data shows 40% cut in the gap between home appraisals in majority white communities versus those of color, communities of color. You know, the same exact builder on either side of 95 build the same houses. If it's a black community, it's lower, the value from the very day it's built ends up being lower than the exact same house across the highway in the white community. We're doing everything we can to right that wrong. And guess what? We're taking on corporate greed.
Oh, okay, y'all, he did it again. He did it again.
Boy, what in the hell's the matter with you?
It's another half sentence. We're going to do everything we can to do something about that. And moving right along, so he acknowledged the problem and then says, well, we're going to do everything we can. Excuse me, what are you doing? Where's the Justice Department? What are you doing? Where's the Commerce Department? What are you doing? Because he just said, well, oh yeah, they messing you over and we see it and we're going to do everything we can. People, this is not me talking. This is him.
We can.
This is him stumbling and bumbling.
Right that wrong. And guess what? We're taking on corporate greed. Lower than the exact same house across the highway in the white community. We're doing everything we can to right that wrong. And guess what? We're taking on corporate greed to bring down the price of gas, food, and rent. Eliminating junk fees. Instead of getting charged $35 for an overdraft, it's $3 now, not $35. The bottom line is we've invested more in black America than any previous administration in history has. We're opening more doors for economic opportunity, including access to capital.
Did he just tell us that overdraft fees are what he's doing for black people? Do you hear this garbage? This is insulting. This is just an insult now. Is he going to go in front of the LGBT community and say, hey, we reduced overdraft fees. We support LGBTQ. We reduced overdraft fees. Because if that's what you're going to say to us, that's what you should be saying to them.
Entrepreneurship, workforce training, so you can build a life of financial freedom and create generational wealth. All while being the providers and leaders of your families and community. Okay, I want to know who the hell he's talking about, because did he say black men? I didn't hear him say black men. Who are the providers and leaders he's referring to? Invested more in black America than any previous administration in history has. We're opening more doors for economic opportunity, including access to capital, entrepreneurship, workforce training, so you can build a life of financial freedom and create generational wealth. All while being the providers and leaders of your families and community. Okay, who the hell is he talking about? Is he talking about black women? All right, black women, I need y'all to go to carpenter school, and we need y'all to go to welding school so you can be the providers and leaders. I mean, he didn't say black women, but he said workforce training, and he must be talking about y'all. So black women, get ready. Get your ass down to Home Depot and learn how to pick up one of them 8-foot 2x4s and that 50-pound bag of concrete. Yes, sir. We don't have enough black female plumbers, so I need all you women there to go ahead and get ready with your pipe wrenches. Workforce training is a-coming, so you can take your proper place as the providers and leaders.
Because he didn't say black men, so I must assume he means you. So black women, this is what he's gonna do for you. All of y'all are gonna get gift cards to Home Depot. What? Yeah, that weekend training that they do at Home Depot so you can learn how to work on this stuff. Oh boy, this is gonna be delicious. Oh, I can't wait to see you all trying to carry that lumber around from Home Depot. I can't wait to see this one. Yes, sir. You know what? As a matter of fact, I think I'm ready to step back from that leadership thing in black community. Let me go ahead and let the ladies take care of this next part. Keep stressing my elbow anyway. Let me go ahead and let y'all take care of this.
Roy Jones is going to step in.
Because you're going to need a part-time job after he finishes taxing your OnlyFans income. Yes, sir. When y'all see what a self-employed tax bill looks like.
Somebody else.
Oh, y'all, it's going to be ugly.
Mike still fight.
It's going to be ugly. All the females who are going to be asking their girlfriends, girl, I don't have a CPA. Can I deduct this G-string?
Jake Paul, and you could tell something wrong with him.
I don't know. Can I deduct this slingshot?
Yeah, he did have a Ulster problem. But look, when you listen,
baby, they charging us now. I didn't know they was going to do that.
Call it stroke.
Can I deduct these pasties?
No. I don't know how he's going to pass the health.
I heard you had an accountant. Can I deduct these pasties?
So basically, you can tell in his speech and probably his mannerisms.
Yeah,
yes, sir, boys. It's all fun and games.
But I got
It's all fun and games right up until this next shoe drop on you.
But,
yes, sir. Y'all all about to be down there getting your CDLs and going to Home Depot. Let me tell you, Joe Biden's about to put your ass to work.
Most current or
he's about to put your ass to work when you see, I was paying less taxes as an employee.
In Miami, talking crap.
Yes, sir. You're going to be trying to sling them butt cheeks on OnlyFans, and Joe about to drop a real tax bill on you. Okay, I'll get them to pay me through Cash App. Okay, get ready for this one.
You can just see
get ready for some sticker shock.
Maybe it could be the drugs, too. He does a lot of
yes, sir. Get ready for some sticker shock. Get ready for you to pay all the taxes now. Now you getting ready to pay all the taxes. Yes, sir. It's like, all that old low-key, under-the-table money you thought you was going to be getting all this time. It's like, okay, here's your $10.99. You're like, wait a minute, where's my damn W-2? Oh, we through with that. No, baby, you don't get a W-2 anymore. You're like, wait a minute, where all these numbers come from? 10 and 9. And that's what just had the number 2? Oh, no.
I got my certificate.
How about a 1040? No, baby. No, you left the world of 1040.
Emailed to me
welcome
today.
To 1099. You're like, wait a minute, damn, you go any higher?
Uploaded on top.
Why we gotta go from 1040 to 1099? We're taking you about as high as we can go.
Completion of my require.
And wait till you hear what they can tax you for that.
Pictures and sent them over to Calvin.
Wait till you find out what they can tax you for that. Some of y'all hoes, I sure did.
But I'm saying,
with it, nigga. Some of y'all gonna find out what the alternative minimum tax is.
That's all, bro.
Some of y'all are about to find out what the alternative minimum tax is. Now, there's a bunch of you who don't know what that is.
But I went and took
some of you have actually qualified for it. You haven't been paid. But by the way, when Joe and Kamala get done with your ass, some of you are about to discover the alternative minimum tax like Columbus discovered the Bahamas.
Oh, yeah. I shouldn't be able to get this.
And you're about to find out what that is. You're like, Jason, what the hell are you talking about? You got Google.
I'm on the phone.
But some of y'all folks know what the alternative minimum tax is. Yeah, some of y'all OnlyFans butt shakers are about to find out what the hell that is.
Yeah, okay.
So when you're ready, call me.
All right.
Some of y'all about to find out what that is. Some of y'all Cash App booty clappers, you about to find out what the alternative minimum tax is. Alternative minimum? What the hell kind of alchemy phrase is that? You about to find out talking about a damn child tax credit. child tax credit and an earned income tax credit. Oh, no. You about to find out what that is. Man, it's about to be mo hoes turning Republican here after this damn election when Biden and Kamala get done dropping the people's elbow on your damn operation. Oh, just watch what the hell that is. Just watch what that is, boy. When he get done wearing them out, when he gets done wearing them out, because remember, that's supposed to go, that tax on all the Cash App and the Venmo and stuff where just everybody gets a 1099, that thing where everybody's going to get a 1099 for it, remember, that's supposed to happen like next year. Oh, conveniently, after he gets re-elected, supposedly. If you re-elect him, he's going to be like, okay, now we can drop the hammer on you. Yeah, it's an election year, so don't drop that damn thing on him yet. We extended it for another year or two. Soon as he gets himself re-elected, okay, now I'm dropping the hammer on you hoes. Okay. All right, yeah, you better take some job training. You better get some skill training. You gonna need it. You gonna be at Home Depot. You gonna be at Lowe's. You better figure out how to work a miter saw. You better figure out how to work a skill saw. It's gonna be a whole bunch going on. So you sitting here looking funny when you talking about skills training and whatnot. Some of you chicks about to get some skills for real. When that first 1099 show up for you, and not the second one, when that first 1099 show up, the first one, when you see that one, and then you think you're gonna go down to H&R Block, baby, you ain't ready. If you get a 1099, you're not ready for what H&R Block is gonna tell you. You're not ready for that.
Yeah,
you think you are, you're not.
Taxes, boy.
When you find out what H&R Block gonna tell you, you're gonna be like, I'll be damned, this is a scam.
Yeah, because after somewhere around $50,000 or more,
Another promise made,
you will be owing
We're just getting started,
money.
second term. Want to keep it going to
Like,
level the
what
playing
the
field by
fuck?
making the
You're in a
wealthy
whole
begin to pay
nother
their fair
tax
tax.
bracket.
Y'all, a bunch of y'all OnlyFans chicks about to find out that you are the wealthy.
Alrighty then.
Right.
Yeah, it's a bunch of you OnlyFans chicks and you Cash App booty clappers.
Okay.
You're about to find out that you are the
You're
wealthy.
living too fucking good over
Oh,
there.
it's gonna be mo hoes in the street fighting each other. They gonna be kicking each other in the ass, talking about, heifer, get a job and take care of your damn kids. Get out my pockets. Oh, it's a bunch of y'all about to find out that you are the wealthy. You gonna be mad as a son of a gun when you didn't even make it to six figures and found out you got a 1099. Welcome to the wealthy.
Exactly. You need
Yes,
to
sir.
have,
They don't know nothing about it now. They quaking in the boots. He's lulled you through false insecurity. He got you sitting up here focusing on Trump.
Yeah,
okay.
taxes.
Soon as he get reelected, you gonna get that new 1099 just in time for the holidays. And when you see what you can't do, and you see, oh, they counting all the damn money.
Right, and that ain't a business. That's
And you're like, wait a minute, I didn't know they could take 30%.
30%.
I didn't know they could do that.
Fucking lotto, and they took your money.
And no deductions. Oh, I can't do nothing with this.
Nope.
Can I write off these stripper heels? Can I write that off?
You're gonna be owing, bitch.
Then you sitting up here and so, do I get that 1099? Do I get that section 179 credit for my Nissan Altima?
Nigga, please.
Yeah, it's gonna be a whole bunch of females trying to figure out if the 179 tax deduction can be applied to a Nissan Murano.
What they call it?
Does the Nissan Murano have a 6,000 pound gross vehicle weight rating? Can I get the SUV tax deduction for my Nissan Murano?
They hate the fact a nigga like.
Does my Nissan Rogue qualify?
They can't stand looking
No,
at
heifer.
me, knowing I'm smart as I am.
No.
They hate my fucking black ass guts. And I ain't even in the game. I'm not out here hustling like.
Don't y'all know it's gonna be more chicks on TikTok talking about, you know what? I'm through talking about these niggas. This damn president. Don't you know it's gonna be more hoes on TikTok complaining?
No.
It's gonna be more hoes on TikTok complaining than you ever saw in your life when they get hit with them 1099s. Watch.
That's something better than TikTok.
I almost wish he would go ahead and get reelected, because when them 1099s drop, I'm telling y'all right now, it's going to be mass hysteria. That's going to be a national education effort when all these chicks realize you can't file a 1040 the way you used to.
No, bitch,
you're going to get a 1099, which means that Cash App and the rest of them, they're going to tell the government how much you made. You can't hide it anymore.
All them,
you can't hide it anymore.
Materialistic you like is gonna be taken.
When you find out what the tax really is,
it's a hustle,
okay.
Man,
look here, it's gonna be so many hoes out there panicking.
Why you think I rap about the trap, nigga? Cause it's a trap we live in, bitch.
I mean, she gonna be having she gonna have an OnlyFans and be at Magic City. She gonna have to do double duty.
Fucking right,
she gonna have to do double booty duty. She gotta, when she leave Magic City, she gotta go home and crank up the OnlyFans. It's like, oh man, hoes don't get to sleep. Hoes don't get to sleep.
No, bitch, get out there.
So much for the American dream.
It ain't even close. I said I'd not increase the tax of anybody making less than $400,000 a year. Well, guess how much the average federal tax rate is for a billionaire? We had 1,000 of them. 8.3%. 8.3%. It's outrageous. The billionaires only had to pay 25% to raise $400 billion. We'd be able to do everything we're doing now and still reduce the debt.
And yet you're not doing it. Folks, they're not auditing Amazon to find out if Amazon says we pay zero in taxes, we don't owe you anything in taxes. They're not auditing Amazon. They're not auditing AT&T. They're not auditing Facebook. They're not auditing Netflix. They're not auditing Apple. They're not auditing any of these billion-dollar companies. They are allowed to exercise and operate with impunity, and they tell you we don't owe anything, and the government's like, oh well, ho-hum. Oh well, ho-hum. No, they're not banning TikTok. However, if they do go through with that, oh man, don't y'all know the hoes will be in an uproar? Folks, if you take these hoes, you keep saying hoes, you can get upset about it if you want to. Auntie, chill. Y'all, if they take their Cash App and their Venmo,
talk about it,
and then they come and take their TikTok too?
All them bitches gonna pass out.
They
ain't never worked before in their life.
That's the end of democracy. That would be the end of Western civilization. Could you imagine? I'm talking about in one calendar year, they getting 1099s and TikTok goes away in the same year. Can you imagine the cultural shock? People
jumping off fucking buildings.
I don't want to be disrespectful. Y'all see the protests you see on these campuses right now because of the Israelis and the Palestinians going at it. Oh, these chicks gonna make that look minor. They gonna make that look minor. All these chicks, you trying to figure out how the hell is this slutty ass broad floating her bills through her life, and then you gonna find out, I'll be damned, she got an OnlyFans, she got a Finsta, she got this, that, and the other. She been collecting money on the table and then charging your ass for child support. Then she hitting you up for child support. Man, when they start slapping them 1099s on them, next year's slut walk is gonna look like the March on Washington. What?
Exactly.
Y'all hear me? If they mess around and throw 1099s on their Cash Apps and 1099s on their Venmos and 1099s on that stuff, and then take away TikTok, you gonna have the Million Hoe March.
Oh yeah. You're like, woman.
You are
Women's
gonna have the
liberation.
Million Hoe March right down Pennsylvania Avenue. That's what you gonna have.
We ain't giving y'all no pussy.
I'm talking about boys and girls, hoes of all ages. I'm talking about the grandmamas who are too damn old. It's like, oh baby, everything's sagging. She wants you to get the hell up off her Cash App. Y'all don't understand. If that happens, if they do both of those, you did that and you got rid of TikTok. Both. Man, look, folks, prepare for civil unrest. Brace yourself and prepare for civil unrest because it's about to get ugly. I'm telling y'all right now. It's gonna be a bunch of sloppy broads walking down the damn street with their G-string thongs on, squealing at the top of their lungs, demanding all kinds of things. Oh, just understand, it's gonna be rough. It is gonna be rough. Y'all think I'm joking too. I'm not even joking. They throw out some 1099s and get rid of TikTok in the same year? Okay. Fellas, y'all know them two females in Atlanta? They wearing those they're wearing those masks that hide everything except their eyes. They go around taking boots off of people's cars. That's how them chicks in Atlanta gonna do if y'all get rid of TikTok and hit them with 1099s for their Cash Apps. They gonna be doing that carjacking dudes. It's gonna be scary out here. It's gonna be scary. It's gonna be a bunch of sloppy ass single moms sitting up here trying to figure out how to work an iPad to be able to hotwire your car. It's gonna be a bunch of sloppy single moms trying to figure out if they can read the codes off your key fob and pick up on that signal wirelessly like people are doing so they can go ahead and boost your damn car. I'm just telling you, man, it's about to get critical if y'all mess around and do that. It is about to get critical if we let them mess around and do that. You don't know what is gonna be going down out here. Oh, it's gonna be rough. He's gonna raise taxes on them. He gonna hit them for every damn thing he can. Oh, you just sitting there. We're gonna go ahead and finish this here in just a moment. But before we do, I want to thank everyone who has contributed to support tonight's program. To my man, Mr. Rich Bird, Mark B. Thank you very much for your support. We appreciate that. And to everyone else here who has supported tonight's program, we're going to take a very brief commercial, non-commercial break. When we come back, we'll finish up with Biden and more. This is the Black Channel.
Hello, my name is Steve Burgess. I'm the author of this book, Guidelines for the Successful Student, a close look at parenting your school-age child. In this book, I've explained the role of the parent and the student in addition to what accommodations, procedures, rewards and consequences and expectations that need to be in place to ensure student success from primary to high school. This book is available on Amazon.com. For more information, please visit my link tree at Easy One-on-One. And to access my latest podcast, A Teaching Moment with Mr. B. Thank you all for listening.
A white supremacist assassin seeks revenge. Corrupt FBI agents with evil intentions. Dangerous black collaborators dedicated to treason. Occam Jeffers must defeat them all and somehow survive. One misstep and he's a dead man. Join Occam Jeffers as he looks the devil in his blue eyes and tells him, Black First. A sequel to the underground hit War of the Heart, Spirit of 1811 Publishing presents God Love Us, on sale at Amazon. Pre-order and save today. Visit spiritof1811publishing.com and show your love.
stores today to experience all the benefits of Ash Kickin' Body Butter. With skin so smooth and soft, you'll thank us for it. Shop Ash Kickin' online. That's ASHKICKIN.com.
Hi, this is Brenda Starr, creator of Poetry with a Purpose and author of the book Pressed But Not Crushed. Pressed But Not Crushed is an anthology of political poems that address current and historical issues in American descendants of slave population and African American population. The book describes slavery and its residuals, Jim Crow segregation, social depredation, and other relevant issues to American descendants of slaves and African Americans, including the current political climate that does not address our issues.
This is the Black Channel. I am your host, your brother, your humble servant, the Black Authority. Very glad to be with you all this evening. We're going to go ahead and finish up with Biden's speech here about what they are doing for black folk here, and you can hear all the wonderful things they've named off. So after 4 years, everybody, everything was indirect, but we indirectly helped with student loans and, hey, insulin and, about that economic situation. Well, we doing the best we can on that, but, Ketanji Brown Jackson, in other words, everything we told you all, he's saying everything that we said it was going to be. Everything that we told people they were going to come back and say, all this useless ass symbolic stuff, it is everything that we told people it was going to be. And he's literally telling you, yeah, that's what we've done for you. That's the specifics we've done for you.
It ain't hard to fool the masses because they don't give a
billionaires
fuck.
pay their fair share.
They're just having fun in life.
Not only reduce the deficit, but provide child care, elder care, paid leave, and so much more to change the lives of millions of Americans, as well as grow our economy.
Like, what the hell
Folks,
going on?
all progress, all freedom, all opportunities at risk. Trump is trying to make the country forget just how dark and unsettling things were when he was president. We'll never forget lying around, and that's him lying around, actually.
What?
Y'all.
That dude just said anything right
and
there.
He's got his finger on the button.
Whatever he wants.
He's got his finger on the nuclear button.
Well, he sound like
I'm just saying, this will be a telephone that they use to call in if they want to launch the nukes. And I'm like, okay, if he wakes up in the middle of the night and he's confused, he'll be sitting up here calling for room service and calling for them to launch the nukes. Think about that for a few moments. It's like he's trying to sit up here and diss Trump, and it's just like he got lost mid-sentence. I'm like, okay, can y'all come get him?
Exactly.
And lying about how serious the pandemic was, and say he had no responsibility for it. And telling Americans, just inject a little bleach. Remember that? Ways acting, I think anybody.
Yeah, and you told us here, just inject this vaccine, and you can't sue anybody if you drop dead.
Injected a hell of a lot of bleach in himself. Trump, you got it, kid. Trump and his MAGA extremists want to give power back to Big Pharma to continue to charge exorbitant fees. Trump is still determined, in his own words, to terminate the Affordable Care Act, which would deny 3 million Black Americans health insurance, deny protections for pre-existing conditions for millions more. During his presidency, Trump enacted a $2 trillion tax cut, overwhelmingly benefiting the very wealthy and the biggest corporations, and exploded the federal deficit. He racked up more federal.
Now, it was a tax cut for everybody, by the way, since they want to talk about indirectly helping people. Actually, the Trump tax cuts were for everybody. But don't worry, not only is Biden going to get rid of that, here comes your 1099. So just understand, you better really, really love Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, because they got theirs and they're about to make sure you don't get yours. So I hope you get a lot of satisfaction for voting for them, because the pain comes immediately after.
Debt than any president did in any presidential term in history. Tell me about the Republicans and balancing budgets. And now he wants to do it again. At the same time, he's determined to cut Social Security and Medicare. I have a better idea. Let's protect Social Security and Medicare and make the very wealthy begin to pay for it.
The OnlyFans chicks are about to find out that they are the wealthy.
As Kamala said, Trump brags about gutting Roe v. Wade, standing there, I did this. Well, he openly encourages voter suppression and election subversion. Folks, re-elect Kamala and me in a Democratic Congress, and I will sign the John Lewis Voting Rights Act and the Freedom to Vote Act tomorrow. And we will make
the John Lewis Voting Rights Act. Have you ever heard of something that was more designated a loser than that? The John Lewis Get Your Ass Whooped on Edmund Pettus Bridge Voting Act is... Folks. All right, no problems here, okay.
Make Roe v. Wade the law of the land again. It's within our power to do this. MAGA extremists ban books. Did you ever think if anybody over 30 years old, you'd go through a period where banning books in America? They're trying to erase black history. We're going to write black history because it's American history. It's American history. Together we make history, not erase it. To me, the values of diversity, equality, inclusion are literally, and that's not kidding, the core strengths of America. That's why I'm proud to have the most diverse administration in history.
Now, y'all notice he keeps repeating that stuff there. I got the most diverse cabinet in history. No, you just have a bunch of plantation niggas up there, and that's supposed to sit up here and, oh, well, we is moving ahead. No, Simone Sanders moved ahead. We didn't get nothing.
Taps into the full talents of our country. It starts at the top with the vice president.
White
on Memorial Day, I proudly stood with a black man.
They watch
the highest order, the first black Secretary of Defense, second black chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, black women heads of the military unit. We're overseeing the most diverse, strongest fighting force in the history of the world.
All their life. When they see a black man, they just so jealous.
The threat that Trump poses is greater in his second term than his first.
They can to pull you down.
It's clear that when he lost in 2020, something literally snapped in the sky. No, I'm serious. That's why January 6th happened.
All of us.
When he unleashed an insurrection.
But he got a special
now,
for
he's running again. And he's clearly unhinged. He calls insurrectionists who stormed the Capitol.
So, let me get this straight. Trump is unhinged, but you're the balanced one, right? People, where the hell am I?
Patriots. If re-elected, he wants to pardon, quote, every one of them. Let me ask you, what do you think he would have done on January 6th
a black person
if black Americans had stormed? Think about this. What do you think would happen if black Americans had stormed the Capitol?
Exactly what you did back in the 90s after we took to the streets after Rodney King. Did y'all notice that? We took the streets for Rodney King. We took the streets after that. And then 2 years later, the Democrats get into power. And 2 years later, here, hold this 3 strikes law. Here, hold this 3 strikes law. So what would Trump have done? I don't know. Maybe the same thing you did already?
I don't think he'd be talking about pardons. It's the same guy who wanted to tear gas you as you peacefully protested George Floyd's murder. The same guy who still calls the Central Park Five guilty, even though they were exonerated.
Okay, now that's a legitimate one. Now that one is legitimate. Got to give him that one. Okay, well, all right, Trump, hey, it's your election to lose. If you want to do that, here, hold this life sentence because they damn sure ready to give it to you.
He's that landlord who denies housing applications because of the color of your skin. He's that guy who won't say Black Lives Matter and invokes neo-Nazi Third Reich terms. We all remember Trump is the same guy who unleashed birthism, the birthism lie against Barack. And then Trump tells you he's the greatest president. I love this one. He says he's the greatest president for black people in the history of America, including more than Abraham Lincoln. I mean, can you fathom that? Where in the hell? Like I said, I think he injected too much of that bleach in his skin. I think it affected his brain. Some lies are so foolish they don't have to say anything about them at all. Maya Angelou said, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. You got it, kid. You got it. I've shown you who I am, and Trump has shown you who he is. And today, Donald Trump is pandering and peddling lies and stereotypes for your votes so he can win for himself, not for you. Well, Donald Trump will have a message for you. Not in our house and not in our watch. Let me close with this. Let me close with this. Folks, I know we have a lot more to do. When the full promise of America is not available to every person in this country, regardless of race, we've got work to do. But let's not lose sight of how far we've come. And the reason is you. The stakes in this election couldn't be higher. What's at stake is nothing less than the fundamental ideal of America that defines America, that we're all created equal, endowed by our Creator, certain inalienable rights, and should be treated that way throughout our lives. We've never lived up to it, but we've never ever before completely walked away from it either.
We've never lived up to it, then what the hell we doing? Well, we've never lived up to it, but, keep the faith here. Really? But you're not telling Asians that. They don't ever give anybody the we can't live up to it and ain't nothing we can do about it and oh well, we doing the best we can. They don't go in front of the Jewish community and say, oh well, we doing the best we can, them's the breaks. They drop them the bag, they drop them results, they drop them legislation. Nobody gives this kind of pole mouth talk except when they show up to talk to us.
And I'll be damned if I can let Donald Trump be the reason to stop doing that.
Okay, well, was that the I'll be damned? Was that the end of it? We're gonna have the opportunity to put 2 Supreme Court justices on there, and I'll be damned if we're gonna let Donald Trump do it. Okay, well, all right. I think we found the other end of that wayward sentence he put out before. I think we found it. Took us a little bit, but I think we tracked it down.
I'll be damned if I'm going to let Donald Trump
Did he get lost again, y'all? And I'll be damned if we're going to let Donald Trump. Yay! And I'll be damned if I let Trump, oh, wait a minute. Didn't I just say that? No.
We've never lived up to it, but we've never ever before completely walked away from it either. And I'll be damned if I'm going to let Donald Trump be the reason to stop doing that. I'll be damned if I'm going to let Donald Trump I'm not going to let Donald Trump turn America into a place that doesn't believe in honesty, decency, and treating people with respect. And I'll be damned if I'm going to let Donald Trump turn America into a place filled with anger, resentment, and hate.
I mean, just okay, if he just is a complete denial of reality and okay, folks, welcome to Joe Biden's world. It's a wacky place, you know, where water is hard and flour is wet. Water is hard and sand is wet, you know, so just welcome to Joe Biden's world. All right, well, anyway, he's gone down his list of tattletales and lies that he's going to tell here about what they've done for black folks. So you heard it, folks. They gave us insulin. They did everything for the rest of America, but you need to understand, wink, wink, that was specifically for you. Oh, well, we did pledge $16 billion for HBCUs. Well, we did do that. And we've denied so the only thing that I heard in there, I'm being fair. Folks, I'm being fair. I'm not skewing the news. I listened. He did name something that was specifically for black people. Okay. He didn't give it to the people, he gave it to the HBCUs, but you know what? Okay, I'll go ahead and let you have that. Never mind the fact that you are billions of dollars in arrears in what you actually owe to the HBCUs, but okay, I'll let you have that. Fine. We gave $16 billion to the HBCUs. Oh, I know why you did that. You're going to pay off the schools because you want them to indoctrinate the students and tell them vote Democrat. You see that as a powerful way. Hey, we pay off the HBCUs and all these schools will be teaching these dozens and hundreds and thousands of young black folk who come through there. By the way, vote Democrat. Well, they gave our school millions of dollars so they can teach the boys how to twerk and teach the girls how to do pipe trades and welding. What? That's what they're going to tell you. So this is all now they want to pay the schools to propagandize the young folk who come through there in mass. That's what they want to do. Really? Other than the HBCUs, then what else do you have? We said something specifically for black folk and okay. Well, we'll throw a little something to the HBCUs and then that's it. That's it. These other folk here, when they talk to Jewish society, this isn't what they get them. That's not what they get. They get a radically different stump speech than the one that we get. Radically different. So after all these years, Kamala Harris and Joe Biden have made a stop in Philadelphia to say, this is what we've done for black folk. This is what we've done for you. And are you impressed? Are you impressed?
No phone calls tonight.
Was that what you were hoping to hear? Are you motivated to get out and vote now? I don't think you are.
In the first 100 days.
I don't think you are. I don't think that's motivating you. I don't think that's what you were looking to hear. I think you were looking to hear something a lot more substantive. I think you were looking to hear that.
People just love to get played.
So, folks, for the next 4 months, just understand that they've let you know after 4 years, that's what they've done. The rising tide lifting all boats, and yet our boat ain't moved nowhere. And they're telling you and me, oh, well, that's what we did for you. It's not, and if it wasn't good enough, well, you know, I mean, it's a long way to go there, but something better than nothing, better than what you're getting, something better. Well, you get the, oh, you don't get it? Oh, well, all right. And there you are. There you are.
I don't think he's gonna do any phone calls.
I told you all 4 years ago that they were going to have to prove something here. It wasn't going to be up to us to have to prove it. They were going to be the ones who have to prove it, not us. They're going to have to prove it, not us. Not us. And everything you heard is symbolic gestures and indirect, and oh well, you get 2% of this. You're 14% of the population, but this will help out 2% of you here. Yeah, that's a formula for permanent oppression.
Sure is.
That's a formula for being permanently behind.
We knew that was inevitable.
So just recognize what you're really hearing.
We occupy in the country they don't fucking love us.
That was on the political level. For tomorrow night's program, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. On tomorrow night's broadcast of the Black Channel, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I want to do tomorrow night's program, and we're going to be discussing sports. Specifically, we're going to be discussing Caitlin Clark. I know, not what you were looking for, not what you were expecting. But there are two things in particular that I've seen. There are two things in particular that I've seen, and in keeping with our subject matter and our long-standing focus here on the Black Channel, I think it's going to be necessary for me to do that. So we've dealt with the NCAA situation. We've talked about that. We're going to talk about that again tomorrow. And then I want to put this in context of Caitlin Clark, and I want to give it the 720 degrees of analysis, because as you all know, as I think most of you know, it's bigger than her. It's far bigger than her.
We should be talking about Caitlin Clark.
And I want us to have an opportunity to discuss that at length.
And them getting paid.
And I'm going to even open up the phone lines for that, because I want us to have a discussion about this. I want to put it in its proper context.
And Kyrie Irving
and
NBA.
Among other things here, I'm also looking at opening the, we got some, I finally got things done there. I'm looking if I can here. I would like to open up the crowdfunding here tomorrow night. As you all know, we've had to deal with some issues where that was concerned. So I've taken it to another platform here. So I'm looking at having that available here for tomorrow night. So for all of you who've been asking me about it, hello, Devin, and everybody else, Devin in particular. Okay, man, it's your time to shine. But for everyone here for tomorrow night, we're going to go ahead and get that started as I promised.
All I can say for you all is keep your head up. This country don't give a fuck about you. White supremacy is hidden supremacy, but it's real. You got a lot of different dynamics out here. Me, myself, I could be on the pulpit or doing a filibuster or talking about all the drama that goes on out here in these streets. I'm not just some little dumb nigga riding around doing some fake-ass rapping and hustling and grinding and getting it like that in the trap streets. I done walked real life in many different states, in and out this country, and I know one thing and one thing for sure. They got our own people governing us. Not only do they have the hand of white supremacy governing us and smothering us, but they have our own people holding us down and making us seem as though everything is okay. But you're a motherfucking slave in 2024 and will be to the end of time. You just don't understand how stupid your bitch asses are, male and female. All of you. All of you. All of you. You leave this flesh and blood, the white hand of supremacy ideology ideology still exists. And it ain't going nowhere. This is an unfair and unjust race. Very unfair and unjust. And every time you look into them devil's eyes, they just stare at you. They want you so bad to go down. You know the truth. And they little flunkies riding around here, they funky ass gatekeepers, they know the truth too. I'm the trap god, the capital Kelly Testimonies. One of the greatest underground trap rappers in North fucking Texas. And you know I know what time it is, and you do too. Black Alley Cat. You heard me? And I holler at y'all, man. Enough said. What spoke about really, truly doesn't have to be talked about because it's already written. One day you'll wake the fuck up. Because guess what? Your kids gonna pay for the crimes they've done to us. And these immigrants that'll come over here, they getting all of the life luxuries they can. But this don't mean a damn thing. That's just material shit. That's all it is. They all love us to hate us.